To Be Like Jesus, written by Ellen G. White.
Show love through your acts of service, just as Jesus did. Show love through your acts of service, just as Jesus did. Wash each other's garments, give each other bread. Be a humble servant. Show love through your acts of service.
Doing the King's Business. June 21st. Reveal love while doing God's business.
Dead flies petrify the perfumer's ointment and cause it to give a foul odor. So does a little folly to one respected for wisdom and honor. Ecclesiastes 10, verse 1.
I appeal to my brothers and sisters in faith and urge them to cultivate tenderness of heart. Whatever may be your calling or position, if you cherish selfishness and covetousness, the displeasure of the Lord will be upon you. Do not make the work and cause of God an excuse for dealing closely and selfishly with anyone, even if transacting business that has to do with His work. God will accept nothing in the line of gain that is brought into His treasury through selfish transactions.
Every act in connection with His work is to bear divine inspection. Every sharp transaction, every attempt to take advantage of persons who are under pressure of circumstances, every plan to purchase their land or property for a sum beneath its value will not be acceptable to God. Even though the money gained is made in offering to His cause, the price of the blood of the only begotten Son of God has been paid for every human being and is necessary to deal honestly, to deal with equity with every person in order to carry out the principles of the law of God.
If a brother or sister who has labored disinterestedly for the cause of God becomes enfeebled in body and is unable to work, let him or her not be dismissed and be obliged to get along the best way they can. Give them wages sufficient to support themselves, for remember they belong to God's family and that you are all brothers and sisters.
We are commanded to love our neighbors as ourselves. This command is not that we shall simply love those who think and believe exactly as we think and believe. Christ illustrated the meaning of the commandment by the parable of the Good Samaritan. But how strangely these precious words are neglected, and how frequently people oppress their fellow human beings and lift up their souls unto vanity. Show love through your acts of service, just as Jesus did. Show love through your acts of service, just as Jesus did. Wash each other's garments, give each other bread. Be a humble servant. Show love through your acts of service. Join us tomorrow for another devotional reading by God's grace. The Lord will send rain at the proper time from His rich treasury in the heaves and will bless all the work you do.